Everything fades, except karma. That's what an old Buddhist line says. All things are empty, except for karma. In other words, everything you chase will eventually slip through your fingers. But the thoughts you think, the words you speak, and the actions you take, they never go away. They ripple through time, and they always come back. I first heard this during the busiest time of my life, working non-stop, chasing money, fighting for success, exhausted to the bone. And yet, the harder I tried to hold on to money, the faster it disappeared, like dry sand slipping through my hands. It took me years to understand. The secret to money isn't in how fast you move, but in what kind of energy you carry while you move, in the quiet good you do, the invisible seeds you plant. I once met a woman who worked 3 jobs. She stayed up late every night, always anxious, always saying, "I need to make more, I have to earn more." But strangely, the harder she worked, the more tired she got, the more chances she missed, and the less peace she had. Then I met an old man in a small wooden house. He made handmade crafts, and every day he accepted exactly 3 orders, no more. When I asked him why he didn't work more, he smiled and said, "Trees have their seasons. In the summer, they bear fruit. In the rainy months, they grow roots. I do the same." So what's the secret of money? Maybe it's knowing when to stop, knowing what's enough. In psychology, there's a concept called the flow state, a mental zone where you're fully present, fully engaged, and things feel effortless. You perform at your best, without stress, without struggle. The Taoists call this wu wei, non-forcing. The Buddhists call it moving with the moment. And wise elders, they just say, go with the current, don't fight the river. And then a deeper truth hits. Money is not the source. It's just the shadow. And a shadow can't be chased. Have you ever tried running after your own shadow? The faster you run, the further it goes. But when you stop and let the light in, the shadow returns. By itself. Money is like that. It's not something to chase directly. It's something that follows when you're rooted in value, radiating clarity and standing firm in your truth. People who work out of fear of poverty carry fear in everything they do. But people who work because they have something to give, they attract others, like a magnet. It's physics. We're all electromagnetic beings. When your energy is steady and aligned, you naturally attract the right opportunities. Buddha didn't talk much about money, but he talked a lot about karma, cause and effect. What you plant, not just with your hands, but with your heart, is what you'll eventually harvest. Taoism teaches, if you have virtue, wealth will follow, not the other way around. So maybe the question isn't, how can I make more money, but rather, what seeds am I planting each day? And would money feel safe staying with someone like me? Because money is never just paper. It's people, it's clients, it's partners, it's trust. There was a time I held on too tightly. I was afraid to invest, afraid to give, even afraid to spend on myself. The tighter I gripped, the more everything. Work dried up. Energy ran low. Then one day I tried giving, not much, just a little. A donation here, a gift to a friend, an investment in something I believed in. And slowly, things changed. New doors opened. Opportunities I never imagined came my way. In science, we call this an open system, a system that allows new energy to enter. Closed systems? They wither. They die. Money is energy. It needs flow, not hoarding, circulation. The ancients say people leave, but when money moves, people come. Because people are the real wealth. But not everyone is worth keeping. Give to the wrong people, and fortune becomes misfortune. So before you open your heart, open your eyes, not just with sight, but with wisdom. The Buddhists call this the eye of discernment. And maybe the greatest paradox is this. To attract money, live like you already have enough. Not because you're rich, but because your mindset is rich. Because your heart is whole. When you live in gratitude, even the smallest thing feels like a blessing, and the biggest opportunities come when you're no longer desperate for them. Buddha said, contentment is the greatest treasure. Taoism teaches, the highest good is like water, gentle, humble, yet it nourishes all things. Even modern science agrees. People who practice gratitude make wiser financial decisions and live with more peace. Money doesn't come to the needy. It comes to those who feel safe holding it, who let it flow, not block it with fear, control, or scarcity. So don't chase money. Become the kind of person it wants to be around. You can hustle all your life, but without inner alignment, you'll stay stuck in the same loop. Money doesn't ask for your soul. It asks you to be like a clear stream, honest, valuable, flowing with life. Then money will come, not for you to spend, but for you to circulate. And it'll stay, not because you grasped it, but because you earned it. And that's when you'll know you're wealthy, because your heart is no longer poor.